Hey, Kent, what's up, man? It's good having you back here for Extra Life, and you have a very special connection with Extra Life and Dell Children's Hospital here in Austin, right?
Correct, I do indeed. A lot of you know Thomas. Thomas has a super rare condition called Klippel-Feil syndrome, which no one knows about. We certainly didn't know about it until he was diagnosed with it, but he has a medical team at Dell Children's.
And what is that?
It's a congenital birth disease, and it has to do with spinal issues. And the problem with Klippel-Feil syndrome is there's no kid that has the exact same symptoms. Thomas, for instance, he has spinal fusions in his cervical vertebrae and his thoracic vertebrae, and he's missing a set of ribs. He already has mild scoliosis. He has something called Sprengel's deformity, which is when his left shoulder is higher than his right shoulder. He has a benign bone growth that's growing on his upper right chest, so it's starting to grow out towards his skin. So we're probably gonna have to get that fixed soon. The issue is, as he grows, something's gonna come up. Yeah. We're gonna learn more stuff. He's having his first MRI next year, so we're gonna learn a lot more with that.
Well, you got a good kid there. I'm sure he'll keep kicking butt.
I hope so. Yeah, he's pretty strong. He keeps me going, and he gives me something to fight for him. So.
And he gives you a reason to get tattoos as well. So you've got
absolutely. we did that last year. We got a tattoo last year. It's right here.
Nice.
So wouldn't trade it for anything. So.
There you go. Well, so kid, I mean, your son, Thomas is going to Dell Children's, and he has a very specialized disease. And one of the cool things that we are doing with Extra Life this year is we are participating in a pledge for the new Here campaign, which there's a brand new building that they're building on site at Dell Children's here in Austin that will keep kids in Austin. Like, that's the big thing, because I know right now, like, there's a lot of facilities in Houston or Dallas that you might have to go to, and I think you actually travel down there, right? Anytime you have to go to see his doctors as specialists.
We do. So most of his specialists are here at Dell Children's, which is great, but we do have to travel to Houston for one of his doctors, just because that's where that specialist is. So the idea of the Here campaign is awesome, because someday in the future we won't have to leave the city to go to the doctor, so we can be here. So that it's extra special for us, just so we can stay here and not travel with Thomas, and also now a 3-month-old.
Yeah.
So traveling with multiple kids just to go to one doctor is hard.
And thankfully for you, you're pretty much going down to see a doctor then coming back. But there are some kids that, when they get sick, they've got to stay in the hospital. And so if you're living, in Central Texas, if you're living in Austin, and you suddenly have a kid that has to be at the hospital for 6 months, you have to uproot your life to go down there and help them out. And so of course you're going to do so because it's your kid. But having the opportunity to participate in Extra Life and raise money for a campaign where we're keeping kids near where they live, like, that's so important, and I'm so proud that we're a part of it. I'm glad it's helping people like you.
Everything we do for Dell Children's is, not only it helps kids like Thomas, it helps so many kids, and no one really realizes how many children it affects.
Yeah. Well, Kent, please send our love to Thomas. I love seeing you guys come by and hang out with us during Extra Life. Unfortunately, obviously, 2020 is a bit different, but I'm glad we got a chance to talk and actually get to talk about what's going on and how important all this stuff is. So thank you again, man.
For sure. Thanks, Jack.